Hello, students. This is your professor. First, I do need to offer my apologies. I've had a little issue recently with the COVID, and just not, I've been out of commission. So I'm a little tardy on this, but I will make the best of it. So this is your guidance, if you will. I decided not to do this in three different pieces. I would just go ahead and make another video, put it out on YouTube, and you can pick it up there. Let me just step through things here. The report that you're going to be building in 4 different stages will focus, one at a time on a section of the report. So just so you know, for stage 2, which is due this week, week 4, only the stage 2 material will be graded. In other words, I won't go backwards and look at stage 1. It's just stage 2. Now, you're going to be submitting an extension of the stage 1 document. In other words, you're going to review the feedback from stage 1, and hopefully that'll improve the effectiveness of this one. You'll add stage 2 text where the stage 1 text leaves off. Don't forget this, the submission date on the cover page, you'll need to change it to the current date. And, the references page, that is going to be ongoing. In other words, you've already got some stage 1 references on that page. So for this one, you'll add stage 2 references. And then for the next 2, you'll add stage 3 references and stage 4 references. So just a quick FYI, for stage 4, the entire report will include some grading criteria for evaluating whether or not your document is effective and cohesive. If it's all put together as an integrated document, in other words, and if it's well formatted, flows smoothly. In other words, you're going to have to be keeping up with all 4 submissions. So for stage 2, you're going to move to section 2 of the case study outline, the process analysis. So first, read the rubric for stage 2. Very important. That way you're going to know how the assignment will be graded. So the case study contains information for this assignment. And the week 3 and week 4 readings are also important for this assignment. So you're going to want to pay very close attention to, for week 3, all readings on business processes. The week 4 readings, there are 2 in particular, analyzing process improvements and input process output learning activity. Okay, so to carry on, tables. When you're copying and pasting a table, remove the cell shading and the instructions in red font. They should not be indented. The tables, the cells in them should not be indented from the left margin. So if there is a automatic table indent set up, go ahead and follow this little instruction right here. You can change something in properties so that that indent will just go away. The tables should not be so wide that they extend into the margins. So you're going to have to take care of that. Make sure that that's not happening. Formatting for cells in the tables should be, there's no hanging indents. They are all, each cell is left aligned. So you're going to arrange the column widths by clicking and dragging cell borders, changing the width. You can open the layout tab and change the cell size width value. So I do want to show you a little how-to, and that has to do with tables in the assignment instructions and how you replicate those. So it's pretty simple, at least I think it is. All you really need to do is click somewhere inside the table itself, and you'll see this little handle right here. Click on that, and then you need to go up here and perform a copy. Now, back here, you will do a paste. And voila, there it is. Everything you wanted from the assignment instructions is already there. As before, you're going to want to get rid of the red text. You just highlight it all and hit the backspace. And then the rest of it, don't change the font. Get rid of the red text again, and you're good to go. For what goes into each of these columns and cells, you're going to rely very heavily on what is in the assignment instructions. So I think they're pretty clear. I mean, you get a 2 paragraphs essentially explaining what it is that the assignment is all about, and what you need to do. So the second table is for the expected improvements. This is very, very similar. I'm not going to do a copy and paste for this one because it's just the same. You click inside the table, click that little handle over there in the corner, and then do a copy and a paste. So again, don't forget to remove the red text. Leave all the other text in place. In the open sections, that's where you need to make your entries. Don't change any of the pre-filled out cells. That would be problematic. All right, let me go back to this. In past classes, I have noticed that students sometimes struggled with the hiring process. So I don't want that happening to you. It should have, actually, both of these tables that you're creating should have one introductory opening sentence. And the instructions tell you what that should say. Another point, there were a lot of lost points in stage 1 because of the research. It wasn't addressed at all in some cases. And in other cases, it was included, but maybe there were no in-text citations. Be careful with that. Everything that goes in the references list must be in the body of the paper as an in-text citation. And just to be specific, use at least 2 resources. You don't need to go, to 10 or 15 resources, especially since you're going to have to create an in-text citation for them. So 1 or more external resources, something you found on your own, and 1 from the IFSM course content. So that's I think, pretty self-explanatory. The APA formatting, if you lost points for that, there is a reference to the APA guide in there, and it'll take you to an area outside of the classroom where it steps through all the APA formatting references. Now, let's see. Oh yeah, the references list has to be its own separate page. You can't start it at the bottom, the last table, and keep on going. It has to start on its own page, and it has to be in APA format. Okay, your papers format. In general, you don't want to have any grammar errors, any verb tense problems, or pronoun errors, no misspelling, no punctuation errors. Don't use first person. The instructions do say that. And here are examples of first person pronouns. Don't use those. You always want to use third person. Don't use contractions. Contractions, of course, is a verb, for example, with an apostrophe and then maybe an S or something like that. Don't use contractions. Formatting. Font was a problem in some cases. Here's your choices. You know, if you're using something else, even if you're using like 10-point Calibri, that's not 11-point Calibri. So you get marked down for that. You should all be familiar with Microsoft Word and set the font up in the ribbon before you start loading your assignment. The font type should remain constant throughout the table, or excuse me, throughout the paper. That I know this says including the tables, so what that means is, for example, if in the body of your paper you want to use 11-point Calibri all throughout, except for the tables, or maybe you want to use 10-point Computer Modern, that's fine. You can have two different fonts, one in the tables and one in the body of the paper. Font color, that was a tricky one. I didn't see anything really egregious there. Like, you know, nobody's using green font or blue font. I did see in some cases where there was boldface, where there really didn't need to be boldface, including tables, except for where that's already been set up in the instructions. All right, one more thing. In looking at this, I seem to remember. Yes, I remember that the instructions don't really say this, but I think it is referred to somewhere in that APA guide. You don't want to use Wikipedia, and you don't want to use blogs. Those are not considered to be references. They're basically someone's opinion. So please make note of that. No blogs, no Wikipedia. Okay, I've gone through this. The title page, that should be fairly clear. You know, what goes on the title page is right here. Must follow instructions using the exact structure, headings, and outline format that is shown in the instructions. And here's what that means. Yeah, this is the right one. It shows right here. Here's section 2. It's all the way over to the left. It's left indented. The process analysis is, you know, one indent after that, and then comes the specific sections, and that's pretty similar. Instead of being all the way over to the left, it follows the title of the stage 2. So that's important to know. That's important to remember that you don't want to have them going all over the place because you'll lose points. Only minimal indentation for sections and headings, which is what I just showed you. Otherwise, it results in way too much indentation in the body of the paper, and it makes your it makes your paper that much longer. So please don't do that. Oh, this is important. I've seen this a few times too. Where there's a heading, some students would tend to have a space, for example, like this. Don't do that. They should be kept together. All right, that's it for now. If you have any questions, please send me an email. I will answer your questions. Good luck. I expect most of you, if not all of you, will do very well. Thank you.